Let's be honest, when you're the leader of a whole country, you don't just pull up in a Toyota Corolla. Nope. You roll in something custom-built, bulletproof, and borderline outrageous. I mean, if your job comes with nuclear codes, it better come with a serious ride too, right? Today, we're diving headfirst into the secretive, armored, and sometimes downright jaw-dropping world of presidential limousines. We're talking about the cars that carry the most powerful people on the planet. But this isn't just about horsepower and leather seats. Oh no. These rides are like mobile fortresses, packed with gadgets, secret compartments, and in some cases, a full-on blood bank. Yeah, it gets wild. At the end of the video, we'll crown one of these luxurious tanks on wheels the coolest presidential car in the world. So buckle up, because whether you're a car geek, a politics nerd, or just here for some armored vehicle eye candy, you're in for a ride. Let's roll. The Beast, United States. When it comes to presidential cars, America doesn't just play to impress. They go full-on superhero mode. Meet the Beast, also known as Cadillac 1. This monstrous machine is less of a car and more of a rolling bunker wrapped in a Cadillac skin. If Bruce Wayne was president, this would be his Batmobile. Let's break it down. The Beast is on a Cadillac design. Sure, but underneath, it's a Frankenstein of pure muscle. Built on a GM truck chassis, weighing around 15,000 to 20,000 pounds. It's essentially a tank in a tuxedo. Now, the armor? Ridiculous. The doors are 8 inches thick, as heavy as those on a Boeing 757, and lined with military-grade armor. The windows, 5-inch thick bulletproof glass. The tires, Kevlar reinforced and can keep rolling even if they're completely shredded. The fuel tank, foam sealed to prevent explosions. And yes, there's an oxygen supply and a fire suppression system on board, just in case things go all Hollywood. Inside the Beast, you've got a mobile command center. It carries secure satellite communications, encrypted phones, and even a blood bank with the president's blood type in case of emergency. The car can fire smoke grenades, night vision cameras, and infrared systems. If things go sideways, POTUS is rolling in the safest car on Earth. Security experts say this car could withstand chemical attacks, landmines, and even RPGs. It's like a Marvel-level defense system on wheels. One former Secret Service agent even called it the most protected vehicle in the world. And you know what? He's probably right. But the Beast isn't just about function. It's got style, too. The latest version, which debuted during Donald Trump's presidency in 2018, cost around $1.5 million per unit. Yep, the U.S. government reportedly ordered a fleet of them because, presidents gotta roll deep. Hear this. When Obama first took office in 2009, the version of the Beast at the time was so secure that the Secret Service wouldn't even let Cadillac executives inside to take a look. That's how tight-lipped they are about its secrets. And you can't forget the nickname game. The Beast is what the Secret Service calls it. But officially, it's Cadillac 1. Like Air Force One, but for the road. It's become such an icon that toy models of it are sold in gift shops, and it's regularly parodied in movies and late-night shows. Heck, it even ran over a speed bump and got stuck leaving the U.S. Embassy in Ireland in 2011. The memes were glorious. So yeah, when it comes to presidential limos, the Beast sets a very high bar. It's secure, it's stylish, it's legendary, and it might just be the coolest presidential car in the world. The Aurus Senat, Russia. If America's presidential car is a fortress in a Cadillac suit, then Russia's Aurus Senat is a Bond villain's dream come true. This beast of a limo was unveiled in 2018, specifically designed to replace the old Mercedes-Benz S-Class limos used by previous Russian presidents. And let's be real, Vladimir Putin wasn't gonna ride around in just any German car. Nah. Russia wanted something distinctly Russian, something grand and intimidating. The Aurus Senat is built under a state-backed project called Cortez, developed by Russia's Central Scientific Research Automobile and Automotive Engines Institute, NAMI. The goal? Create an ultra-luxurious armored limousine that could rival or even surpass America's Beast. And judging by its presence, they weren't playing. The thing is massive, measuring about 7 meters long, 23 feet, and it weighs roughly 6.5 tons. The armor plating is top secret, but we know it's capable of withstanding bullets, explosive, and chemical attacks. It even has run-flat tires, armored fuel tanks, and a sealed cabin for chemical protection. Very Cold War, very cinematic. Under the hood, the Aurus Senat is no slouch. It boasts a 4.4-liter 8-cylinder hybrid engine developed in collaboration with Porsche, churning out 598 horsepower. Translation, this limo may be a tank, but is a fast one. And while it's built like a military vehicle, the interior is pure Rolls-Royce energy. Think fine leather, Russian wood trim, and the kind of sleek control panels that make you wonder if the president's also launching satellites from the back seat. There's even an infotainment system and a special control unit for presidential communication. The first time we saw the Senat in action was during Putin's 2018 inauguration. In a bold move, he ditched the traditional foreign-made cars and made a grand entrance in the Russian-made Aurus Senat. This wasn't just about transportation. It was a political statement. Russia was saying, we can make our own luxury, thank you very much. In 2019, Putin even had the Senat showcased at the Geneva Motor Show, signaling plans to sell the civilian version internationally. The civilian model, while not bulletproof, starts at around $250,000. Basically, the Louboutin of Russian sedans. So yeah, the Aurus Senat is all about prestige, power, and protection. Stylish, deadly serious, and unapologetically Russian. If the beast is a tank in a tuxedo, the Senat is a czar's chariot armored for the apocalypse. The Hongqi N701, China. Now, let's talk about a ride that practically radiates national pride, and not in a subtle way. We're talking about China, where President Xi Jinping doesn't just roll up to events, he glides in like a boss in the Hongqi N701. Now, Hongqi literally means red flag, and yeah, they weren't going for low-key with this one. The N701 is big, bold, and unmistakably Chinese. It first hit the streets during Xi's visit to Hong Kong in July 2022. And right away, everyone was like, wait, what is that? The thing is a monster. We're talking about 5.5 to 5.8 meters long, which is like rolling up in a private train car. The roof is extra tall. The windows are blacked out, and the grille, chrome. So much chrome, it looks like a stretched out gangster Rolls Royce with a Cold War twist. And we're here for it, but don't let the elegant exterior fool you. The N701 is heavily armored. Like, you're not getting through this with anything short of a tank level. Bulletproof glass? Check. Blast-resistant body panels? You bet. The cabin sealed tighter than a spaceship, with air filtration systems in case of chemical attacks. Basically, if you had to survive a zombie apocalypse and still look presidential doing it, this is your car. Now, under the hood, that's where it gets a little murky. Official details are hush-hush, but rumor has it this baby runs on either a 6-liter V12 or a hybrid V6, both packing enough power to make this rolling bunker feel surprisingly smooth on the highway. And yes, it can move when it needs to. Inside? Oh, it's luxury all the way. Fine leather, custom wood panels, high-end tech, and, of course, encrypted communications. So the president can handle global business while sipping ginseng tea in the back seat. If there's one thing China made sure of, it's that the N701 doesn't just look powerful, it feels powerful too. Fun fact, Hongqi only builds around 50 of these over a 10-year period. So no, you can't just go out and buy one, even if you've got the cash to. This isn't a Maybach. It's not even just a limo. It's a symbol. So where does it rank? Style? Check. Power? Check. Intimidation factor? Off the charts. But is it cooler than the Beast or the Aurus Senat? Let's keep going before we hand out crowns. The Mercedes-Maybach S650 Guard. India. Now, heading over to India, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi rolls in one seriously refined ride. It's the Mercedes-Maybach S650 Guard. And honestly, this car is the very definition of don't let the smooth leather seats fool ya. First introduced into Modi's fleet in late 2021, the Maybach S650 Guard made its public debut during a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Delhi. People immediately noticed that this wasn't Modi's usual Range Rover or Land Cruiser. It was a new beast altogether. Sleek, silent, and very serious looking. Let's start with protection. The Maybach is rated VR10, the highest level of civilian ballistic protection currently available. What does that mean in real-world terms? It can withstand armor-piercing rounds and even survive a 15-kilogram TNT blast from just a couple meters away. Not too shabby, right? The cabin is hermetically sealed, too. So, in case of a gas or chemical attack, the Prime Minister can breathe easy. There's a fresh air supply system built in, along with run-flat tires, a self-sealing fuel tank, and reinforced underbody armor. Basically, it's built for chaos, but looks like class. Under the hood, it packs a 6-liter twin-turbo V12 engine, delivering about 516 horsepower and a whopping 900 newton-meters of torque. For security reasons, the top speed is electronically limited to around 160 kilometers per hour, which is about 99 miles per hour. So no, it's not setting any Nürburgring records, but it'll get the PM where he needs to go, with zero nonsense in between. Inside the cabin, it's Maybach all the way. Plush leather seats, massage functions, multi-zone climate control, and electrically assisted doors. It's designed to make the Prime Minister feel like he's in a 5-star suite, even during high-level security lockdowns. There was a bit of noise online about the cost. Some outlets reported it was around 12 crore, about $1.5 million. But officials later clarified that it was part of routine upgrades by the Special Protection Group, SPG, which handles Modi's security, and not something Modi personally requested, so no scandal there, just standard protocol for protecting a world leader. So, where does it rank? On style, it's easily top tier. On protection, it's right up there with the beast. It might not scream military grade, but it's as deadly as any car on this list, and it does it all while looking absolutely stunning. Jaguar XJ Sentinel and Range Rover Sentinel, United Kingdom. Alright, now we're headed to the UK, where subtlety meets steel. Britain doesn't go for oversized tanks or flashy flag-waving convoys. Instead, they prefer to keep it classy and quietly bulletproof. Presenting the Jaguar XJ Sentinel and its rugged cousin, the Range Rover Sentinel. These two armored rides are the go-to vehicles for British prime ministers and top government officials, and they've also been spotted rolling with the royals. Think of them as the James Bonds of state vehicles, sleek, refined, and secretly dangerous. Let's talk about the armor. Both vehicles come with B6, B7 ballistic protection, which means they can shrug off armor-piercing rifle rounds and resist hand grenade explosions. They also feature underfloor blast protection, in case someone tries to get cheeky with a landmine or IED. Add run-flat tires and reinforced suspension, and you got a vehicle that'll keep moving long after things go sideways. The Jaguar XJ Sentinel, in particular, keeps a very low profile. At a glance, it looks like your typical high-end executive sedan. Sleek, black, and very British. But underneath that polished body, it's basically a fortress. You'd never guess that this thing weighs over 2 tons and is capable of keeping its passengers safe in an active threat scenario. The Range Rover Sentinel plays a slightly different role. It's more rugged, more intimidating, and perfect for events requiring off-road capability or higher vantage points. It's basically the SUV version of "Don't mess with me." Now, style-wise, both the XJ and the Range Rover Sentinel are peak UK. Reserved, elegant, and understated. No flashing lights, no massive flags, no big presidential seal slapped across the doors, just clean lines, solid performance, and quiet confidence. So, where does the UK stand in this ranking? While it might not have the flash of the beast or the boldness of the Hongqi N701, the Jaguar XJ Sentinel and Range Rover Sentinel score big on elegance, functionality, and keeping things cool under pressure. Just like a proper cup of Earl Grey. DS7 Crossback Présidentiel, France. All right, now we're in France, land of luxury, good wine, and yes, incredibly stylish presidential rides. And trust me, no one does subtle elegance quite like the French. While other world leaders might roll in military-grade monsters, France said, "No, merci," and went with a sleek hybrid SUV, the DS7 Crossback Présidentiel. This isn't some random government SUV either. The DS7 is a specially modified version of DS Automobile's flagship model, made just for the French president. It appeared back in 2017 when Emmanuel Macron used it during his inauguration parade during the Champs-Élysées. Roof open, Macron waving, riding smooth. It was a moment. And France was like, yes, this is how we do presidential transport. So, what's the big deal with this car? Well, for starters, it's not your regular off-the-lot DS7. This baby's been stretched by 20 centimeters, giving the president extra legroom in the back. The rear seats, fully power adjustable, super comfortable, and separated by a leather-wrapped center console with a built-in document holder and wireless charging. It's basically a mobile office with French tailoring. And yeah, it's armored. DS doesn't shout about it, but this crossback has discreet ballistic protection. Think reinforced panels and windows that can handle more than your average road hazard. There's also flag mounts, special RF Republic of France badging, hidden flashing lights, and secure communication systems built right in. But what really makes the DS7 Présidentiel stand out is that it doesn't try to be intimidating. It's not massive, not flashy, not screaming, "I'm bulletproof!" Instead, it glides by in ink blue paint, looking more like a luxury commuter than a presidential tank. And that's the point. It's all about quiet authority, the French way. Power-wise, the version Macron uses is based on the E-Tense 4x4 300, a plug-in hybrid with around 300 horsepower in all-wheel drive. So while it's green and clean, it can still move with purpose when needed. Oh, and it features DS's fancy active scan suspension, which uses a camera to scan the road ahead and adjust the shocks in real time. Smooth? You bet. Macron also debuted a refreshed version, the DS7 Élysée, in 2022. This one kept all the special presidential touches, but added a more modern look, new tech, and updated hybrid power. It was used for high-profile appearances, like Bastille Day. Proven it's not just for show, this thing's doing real work. So, does the DS7 Crossback Présidentiel win on brute strength? No. But on style, innovation, and understated power, it's a serious contender. It's the kind of ride that doesn't need to yell to be heard. Toyota Century, Japan. Now, let's cruise into Japan, where tradition, dignity, and craftsmanship come together to produce one of the most quietly powerful state vehicles in the world, the Toyota Century. No flashing lights, no flashy branding, no screaming, "Look at me!" The Century isn't trying to be cool. It just is. So here's the deal. Japan's Toyota Century isn't just the official state car for the Prime Minister. It's also used by the Emperor. That's how prestigious this car is. Think of it as Japan's answer to the Rolls-Royce, except it's built in smaller numbers, hand-assembled and reserved for the absolute highest level of leadership. The latest generation, which came out in 2018, ditched the old V12 engine in favor of a modern 5-liter V8 hybrid. That's right, Japan went eco-conscious, but make it elite. The hybrid system puts out a smooth 425 horsepower. Not meant for speed, but for ultra-quiet, ultra-smooth cruising. The thing doesn't roar, it glides. But here's what really sets the Century apart: the vibe. While other countries armor up and bling out, Japan keeps it absurdly understated. You won't find flashy leather or carbon fiber here. Instead, wool upholstery, real wood trim, and yes, lace curtains in the rear windows. No joke, it's like stepping into the drawing room of a Kyoto tea master. And the build quality? Insane. Every Century is assembled by master craftsmen called Tukami, who spent 6 weeks perfecting each car. The paint job alone takes days to apply and hand polish. It's all about precision and restraint. Everything is intentional. Now, there's also the Toyota Century Royal, which is the ultra-exclusive version used by the imperial family. only 5 of them exist. It's longer, taller, and of course, armored. It was custom built with wool from Japanese sheep and features handmade rice paper detailing. Like, who does that? As for protection, Toyota doesn't publicly discuss specs for obvious reasons. But it's safe to say both the Prime Minister and the Emperor's rides are very discreetly armored. Bullet-resistant glass, reinforced doors, sealed cabins, you know the drill. But again, you'd never know it from the outside. It looks more like your rich uncle's Sunday car than a head of state transport, and that's exactly how Japan likes it. All right, we've toured the world, from the Beast in the US to the ultra-refined Toyota Century in Japan, but now it's time to crown a winner. After rolling through all the tech, style, and swagger, the title of coolest presidential ride goes to the Beast. Yep, America's bulletproof monster still leads the pack. It's not the flashiest, but it's the most advanced, the most protected, and let's be honest, it just feels iconic. But hey, we want to hear from you. Did we get it right? Should Japan's Toyota Century or Russia's Aurus Senat have taken the top spot? Drop your rankings in the comments and tell us which ride you think deserves the crown. And if you enjoyed this global tour of power and prestige, hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle up for more stories from behind the scenes of world leadership. See you in the next one.